Hey everybody, I'm KK.
I'm Kristen.
Together we are
KK Crochet.
Welcome in. Today is Thankful Thursday. I do know that we have not done a couple, and life. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. We were going to do one. I had to work one week, and then just been things going on, and so I was gonna try and push and do one like we did before. Um, to try and get something out, and I am at the point where I'm over trying to do something just to say we did it. And so I decided that we weren't going to do it that day. There were other videos that had come out during the week, and there wasn't one on Wednesday, I don't think, because I released them wrong, and there were two on Tuesday. They were still there. I know you guys don't always get to watch them the days we release them anyway, so it's okay. But today is a Thankful Thursday, and I was laying in bed last night trying to go to sleep and thinking about Thankful Thursday and actually just thinking about life. And you often hear, "Be still and know that I am God." And so that's a verse in the Bible. It is Psalm 46:10, and the King James Version is, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth." So, be still and know that I am God. And I got to thinking about it last night. How often we worry, and worry is your body kind of getting into sometimes a fight or flight kind of mode. How am I going to do this? What if? What's going to happen here? Da, 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 da. It's all the noise, right? It's all the noise going on in your brain, and it's thinking about the what ifs. And I got to thinking about, I used to teach Head Start, and of course I had 3 and 4 year olds mainly, and you would bring them all together, and you did what we call circle time, and it was on a rug, a carpet, and they would come to the carpet, and they each had their own designated spot. And either it had a character, like an animal, or it had a letter or a number, and they knew that as mine. They would say, "This one's mine." They may not know the letter or the number, but that's how they were learning. But they would say, "This one's mine. This is where I belong. This is my spot." "Miss Ratliff, she's on my spot. Miss Ratliff, he's on my spot. He's on my spot." And that's what you would hear all the time, right? Because they're 3 and 4. It's theirs. There's very little that belongs just to them, right? Their parents' house, their parents' this, everything is their parents' or somebody else's, but this is theirs. Nobody else can touch it. And so they would get in their spot. And you would have these things that you would do in order to grab their attention and settle them down. Like you may have, we would say, "Crisscross applesauce, hands on your lap. Button up your little lips, throw away the key." And that was to get them to be quiet, to be still. And just all kinds of random things that we'd say, we'd sing about that it was circle time, and we would go, "Eyes on me," or "If I'm talking, you're not," or things like that, so that it would teach them that they needed to listen. We used to tell them to put your hands in your lap, button up your little lips, and put on your great big giant elephant ears so you can catch all the words that are coming at you. And basically what we were saying is, be still. In a nice way, we were telling them to be still. Hands in your lap so you don't touch others. Mouth silent so that you can hear what's being said. And why would we want them to be silent and hear? Because circle time was the time of the day when we were teaching the most. We were always teaching, but it was the time of the day that they were fresh and ready to go, and you were telling them everything they were going to learn about for the day. It was their blueprint. You were giving them the map for the day. So some mornings it would be like, "Okay, here's our calendar. Let's talk about what day of the week it is, what month it is, what the date is, what we're going to do today. Today we're going to be learning about butterflies and caterpillars." And then we would read a book, and then we would talk about the weather, and then we would talk about what was new in the centers for the week. And sometimes it would be, "Today we're going to have a special guest visit, and don't forget your best behavior," or "Today is a celebration day, and we're going to have a party." And so it was their blueprint for the day. They knew what was going to happen based on what we said at circle time. Now, the same thing happens for grown-up kids, right? Older kids. we have what's called announcements. And so in the morning time, we stand and do the pledge and do all the things, and then they're told what's for breakfast, what's for lunch, and what special events are going to happen for the day. Same thing happens, right? But at that age, you don't really have to tell them to be quiet, because if they want to listen to it and they want to know, they'll listen, and if they don't, they'll be doing something else. So, but still yet, it's a blueprint for the day. The same thing happens with God when we are in the midst of things that are uncomfortable. God says that we are to be still and know that He is God. Why do you think He wants us to be still? I think we need to be still so we know what the blueprint for the day is. So we know what the map looks like. Now, we can't always see ahead of time, but if we're not paying attention, a lot of times we miss the guidance that God has given us because we're not being still. We're worrying, we're flitting around with things that don't matter, we're putting our efforts into places they don't need to be, we are putting our hands on things that we shouldn't be, like the little kids in the circle. We're jumping up and down instead of sitting still. We're putting our business, ourselves in somebody else's business, trying to figure out what they're doing over here. Hey, what you got there? Give it to me, give it to me.
She's touching me.
Give me that. Envying what somebody else has, or worrying about what they're doing. And we're not being still. So we can't hear what the teacher has to tell us. And that really impressed on me last night, especially in my life right now, about being still. Stop trying to take control, because the teacher's in control. You're not. And there's a reason for that. They have more experience than you do. Not to say that, not to align us with God as teachers, but you know what I'm saying. The analogy is that God's in control and He has more experience than we do. And so sometimes we just need to sit down and be quiet. And that way we can figure out where He wants us to go and the path. He's going to give us a map. But if we're too busy doing this to our neighbor, hello, hey, what are you doing? What did you do last night? Hey. Kristen. You can't hear anything when I do that, right? She can't understand what's going on. I can't understand what's going on. Neither can anybody else. And as a teacher, your goal was to get them all to sit down and listen. Now, did it always happen? Nope. Did it ever happen? Occasionally. Was there always one probably that was somewhere they shouldn't have been? Or there? Yep. There's a reel that I see come across frequently on my Facebook stuff about a kindergarten teacher, and he pretends to be the teacher and the children and the things that they do, and their mind is always on something, right? So you could say potato. Oh, we had potatoes for dinner last night, and my uncle doesn't like them. And did you know that he went to New York and he got in trouble? And the first thing you know, you've heard way much more than you want to know about. I mean, because it triggers something for them, right? It triggers a memory. And we all do that, but as adults, we learn to wait our turn, right? So I say all that to say that I'm thankful for the moments that are quiet when I'm still, like last night trying to go to sleep, and my brain was sheep jumping through 15 million hoops, and God was like, no, let's not. Let's just be still. Let's just be still and know that He is God, and He's got this, and you just have to give Him time. His time is not our time, and when we put ourselves into it, we make a mess. We disrupt everybody else in the circle time. We disrupt everybody's plans, and then we can't hear, and neither can anybody else. And so be still and know that He is God, and let Him handle things. And I'm saying that to me more than anybody else, because I really needed that last night to calm down and quit trying to project what I thought was going to happen into life. Because God has a plan and a purpose, and we're just here living it out. And so today, I pray that if you are in that situation where you got all the little bunnies jumping in your head going, hey, and trying to get your attention, that you can say, be still. It's time to calm down and let God handle things. Be still and know. And I hope that helps somebody today. Those kind of analogies kind of help me remember when I'm in the heat of everything that I need to pull it back in. And the one other thing I read this week that I thought was really good, and I think I saved it because I needed to see it again later. is, let's see here. It was from Pastor Adrian Rogers, and it says, Philippians 2:14-16, do all things without complaining and disputing. And there's more to the verse, but it's cut off. But it says, it was their own murmuring, grumbling, complaining, fear, doubt, and negativity that kept the children of Israel out of the promised land. Their enemies couldn't stop them. The devil couldn't stop them. They stopped themselves. Guard your heart, guard your mouth, guard your eyes. So sometimes we get so caught up in grumbling and complaining that we don't realize we are spinning our own wheels. And something else I read this week talked about the child that you are frustrated with right now is a child someone else would love to have because they just buried theirs. The husband who dropped his socks on the floor for the millionth time is a husband that someone else would love to be able to complain about. The health that you feel is so bad is health that someone else would love to have compared to what they have. So we complain without thinking about the blessings. That's not to talk about the worst thing that could happen. It's to say, be thankful for everything you do have. My health's not the greatest, but I'm thankful for the health I do have. I'm here. I'm able to continue doing YouTube. I'm thankful for those things. So be thankful for what you do have today. So I'm thankful for the health I have. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the things that God has provided during the time of need in our lives. And I'm thankful that He makes sure that our needs are always taken care of. So that's my Thankful Thursday. What about you?
I think you pretty much summed that up there for both of us.
Yeah, it's being thankful for what you have. Kristen had this week something come up that was unpleasant. She had another car repair. Her car is very old, and it is an inexpensive car repair. But I am super happy that she was prepared for that, and she didn't need any help taking care of it, and she has taken care of it on her own. And I'm thankful that God provided a way for her to do that, and that she is level-headed enough to be able to take care of that on her own. And that's not to say anything about anybody who can't. I've had times in my life, even as an adult, that we needed help from others, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Kristen has had those times as well, and we've helped her. And so has other family. But to be able to say, hey, I did that, it was okay. And it was an extreme amount, but it's okay. She took care of it and took care of it on her own. She's doing very well in school and with all of her things, and I'm thankful for that. So that's where we are today. And we'll put this out, and you guys can tell us down below what you think about this kind of Thankful Thursday and what you're thankful for. And I know that some people, religion is not their thing. Guess what? Religion is not my thing either. I'm not a religious person. I'm a Christian. And so I talk about God. I don't talk about a specific denomination or anything like that. And I don't argue about religion, and I won't. But these types of Thankful Thursdays are meant to encourage you, to bring you joy, to bring you peace, and to help with our mental health along the way. And if you don't like them and you don't want to watch them, that's okay. That's okay. We pray that you do and that you'll find a time in your life when you want to. But if not, you're not going to upset us in the least. It's okay. We get it. And we just pray that things will change for you someday, that you'll want to watch. Not for us, but for you, because it's not about us. So, but anyway, I say that to say there's no need, for anybody to say, well, there are people who don't like when you talk about God. That's okay. I'm going to talk anyway. So, if it's not your thing, you don't have to watch it. I usually don't censor our videos for anything like that. If I find something I need to say about God, I do. And Thursdays just happen to be a day that centers around faith and encouragement and mental health, and that is a part of my mental health. So anyway, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. I know people who say we don't talk, religion, politics, da 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 da. We don't talk politics here. I don't want nothing to do with it. Nothing, not a thing. I will not discuss it. I don't feel intelligent enough to discuss politics. I don't, and I say that saying, meaning I don't feel like I have enough information across the board to make commentary. I just don't. And I don't think I ever would. Religion is, you know, that's something we don't talk about either. What you are is what you are. We talk about Christ. And I don't argue religion or politics, and because to me it's a losing battle. I don't think anybody has ever changed anybody's mind talking about that kind of stuff on YouTube. It is what it is. So you are welcome here always. You are loved, and we hope that you will continue to come back, and that if you found this today, that there was a reason for it, and that it was meant for you. And it was meant for me for sure. So we love you and want to say thank you for all you do and for always coming back time and time again. And don't forget to be kind, because
you don't have anybody else's journey.
Bye.
Bye.